How's everybody doing? We're the Mead people and the podcast people. We're going to have a show. You guys ready?
Woo! What's it about?
Don't know. It's going to be great, though. I like using Hot and Fire as an intro, but I just want to listen to it.
I don't. The storms are it's a little heavy.
A little apropos.
And it's a banger when it's like, because basically Krista and I don't get like monitor any, but what we do get is sound off of Brandon's headphones and when it's High on Fire.
Just see me over here doing the face like, yeah.
So how's your week?
God damn. It was really shitty there for a little bit, but it really picked up at the end.
Good.
Thought I was going to have to get a new vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Jeeps are great. Jeeps are really old Jeeps, old shitty. I love that car. Hope you don't hear me say that.
That is that's absolutely every Jeep.
I can't speak for anything after 2015, but basically my Jeep is just like, sorry, that's not the key we recognize. Try again.
I will say, if you drive a Jeep, you better like Christmas as one of your favorite holidays, because you're going to get a lot of lights on your instrument panel all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I got an airbag one that just keeps going on and off and on and off.
My heat wasn't blowing. Everything was blowing, but I wasn't getting heat. Took it down there. A mechanic looked at it. You have to physically get in there, pull a panel off underneath the steering wheel, reach your hand back there, and there's a rod, and you got to move that rod a little bit. And all of a sudden, lo and behold, all your shit works again.
Hell yeah, good.
What did it cost me? $0, but I tipped him $20 because if you're a man, and by the way, if you're a guy listening to this shit and you just don't know, if you're a man and another man does work for you and fixes your shit, then pay that man.
Yes.
Now you might only have a $5 on you. Goddamn, give him that $5 because that's the way life works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially if they immediately open up with. Like, no, we're good. We're fine.
Yeah. I was like, what do I owe you? He goes, oh, no parts, no labor. Don't worry about it. I was like, no labor. The fuck there wasn't. You got it working. So,
you were in there.
And then you showed me how to fix it.
Right.
So you don't have to do that again.
So that's worth the old $20 right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brandon had an issue.
I had a locksmith come by because I thought my key just needed to be reprogrammed or something. No, I didn't. It didn't work. But the key was like $25, and that's all he was going to charge me. But he spent like 45 minutes trying to get this to work.
Damn.
He went back to his building to get something and come back.
Yeah, the work this guy did is like 5 times more than any other fucking locksmith I've ever heard of.
And I gave him $40. He's like, well, do you need change? I'm like, of course not. No, man. That extra 15 is an apology for your Domino's pizza order getting cold because of my bitch ass. Well, motherfucker had Domino's delivered as I'm there like, yeah, I got a Jeep that sucks ass. Could you come help me out with it?
But if you're a plumber, you've got to be ready for that.
Sure.
Or anybody that runs their own business.
Yes.
Like, you don't get to eat a hot lunch all the time.
You don't. It sucks.
Unless you fucking close. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'll deal with your ass at 1:30 in the afternoon. Thank you.
Yeah, I was really worried I was going to have to get a tow truck down there on Main Street.
Oh, God.
I was getting ready to do it today.
He figured it out on his own anyway.
Well, I didn't figure it out on my own. Thankfully, I've asked the council here.
No, but you'd said, what if I went down there and unplugged my fucking battery cable? Like, that would fix it because it'll reset everything.
Oh, and did that work?
It did.
How funny.
And I've never had that feeling with a vehicle before, like something working.
Sure.
It's always like, nope, that didn't work. Well, it's dead.
Like first time that Tom Hanks created got a fire going on that island in Castaway.
Very similar feeling of like accomplishment. Yeah. But no, the Jeep Liberty lives on, and but that doesn't mean the journey for finding something else stops either.
Yeah,
it's just a little bit more relaxed than be like, well, I got to have a vehicle like, I don't know, today.
Yeah. There is something to be said for for just trustworthy shit. You
Right.
know? I mean, I might complain about mine, which actually is now fucking 10 years old, believe it or not. But
Hey, Mazel Tov.
But yeah, and we're almost right at 100,000. I'm still
Damn.
shy of it, but I mean, all the numbers almost come out to the 10,000 miles a year and blah 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 blah. But yeah, I might complain about the lights across the instrument panel a lot, but
Sure.
the thing still fucking gets me to work every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had to find wood to knock on, but yeah.
And I wonder, like, say I was to find a vehicle in Lubbock, Texas, of all places. I wonder if, like, I could just take my Jeep, like, just drive that down there.
We breathe in the racism.
Yeah.
No, it's,
And
the,
sexism.
and the smell of dirt and shit. And just be like, hey, what would you give me just so I don't have to worry about this Jeep anymore? And just like, oh, $500? So
Yeah.
you might be able to get that salvage
Yeah.
here. There's a place, in the next city
Yeah.
up that does recycling.
Yeah,
But,
Ed's.
yeah.
I
They'll
feel
buy
like if
your
it's
car.
running, though, there's value to it.
They
It is.
might.
But you're not
get
wrong.
something.
You're not wrong.
Just be like, hey, Mears Auto, you want a shitty Jeep that, you can probably flip, make trip?
by virtue of it just running alone, that's $1,000
Yeah.
in today's market.
And it's been driven by this asshole who doesn't take it anywhere.
Brandon drives like old people fuck.
I
By
do.
the way, real slow and real dangerous.
Well, when you had to spend some time driving with a license that wasn't 100%,
I mean, that's,
you learn to drive really, really well.
oh no, I still drive like an asshole.
and it sticks with you.
Yeah. Actually, thankfully, if it wasn't for Krista the other day, we've had historic rains through here, and man, I'll casual that shit the whole way to work. I don't care. I don't slow down. I went, I'm going to pump my brakes before this puddle comes up.
Yeah, don't flood your shit out, man. It sucks.
Yeah. So like, well, I thought of you this past week at least one time. So shit, how was your week? Probably not great because you're kind of a citizen of the world.
I
right?
am. I'm gonna be honest. I was ready for the election outcome. I have kind of kept it to myself, but I anticipated what happened. Unfortunately, so
if the domestic economy sucks, it doesn't matter what else you have done.
Yeah.
And they were never able to, and by they I do mean the gal that was running and the old fellow that looks like he shit himself.
yeah, God.
Those two never did or said anything about inflation
No.
until it was on the campaign trail.
Yeah,
And
it
that
was.
tells me that they're just lying.
Well, and I'll also say too, in my opinion, they made a mistake by capitulating. Right? They really were trying to,
Going straight from him to her
well,
because the celebrity donors wanted her instead of him.
Well, but I just number one. I just don't think they should. I don't think Biden. I think they should have had an open primary. I know that's not normal, but I just feel like Biden mentally, is.
I'm angry at the process that the Democratic Party uses. Not that I am one or ever have been one.
Sure.
Their superdelegate system is a problem.
Yes.
That is what got. Well, they fucked that old guy from Connecticut like 2-3 times. Bernie Sanders.
Yep.
They stuck it to the gal from Massachusetts that the racists were always out in force about. Because
she has glasses, right?
Yeah, and she claimed
yeah.
she
I
had
can't
Native
think of-
American descent.
Yeah, I can't
So
think
all
of her
these
name, but-
dickweeds that they're like 18 family members removed from being Cherokee, they'll brag. But yeah, they had a problem with her claims.
Yes.
Whatever. No, he should have never been the person that won that primary,
No.
nor go on to win the presidency in
No.
2020. Because now it didn't. It set the stage for they really did nothing.
No.
And the Trump campaign was able to link her to fucking everything
Of course.
that doddering old jackass
Absolutely.
did.
Well, and unfortunately, she didn't do herself any favors because she kept saying she was going to be like him. So
Kind of an odd. She liked to laugh a lot, right? More than
Yeah,
normal people do.
I think
And I get
so.
it that you have to kind of be a ramped up version of yourself. I
Sure.
get it. But I think that it was a problem the way that she presented herself. She looked like she was crazy.
I just think that when I say capitulated, right, I mean like she was playing to the right, like, going on, a couple of campaign tours with like Liz Cheney and stuff. It was just weird stuff. And I was just kind of like, yeah, you're losing to your base. And they did. I mean, I think like 10 to 15 million people sat out.
I do often sometimes take a weird joy in when people absolutely vote for the very worst thing for them.
Sure.
And in my case, it's agriculture as an industry. Because by voting for Trump, he's going to put that jackass Robert F. Kennedy Jr. potentially into likely is not an FDA, and that guy they're wanting to combine into agencies, combine FDA and USD, which I think is a horrible idea, by the way.
It's terrible.
But yeah, and have that guy run it. So then all these agricultural interests, you be prepared because that guy hates you. He was over the Waterkeepers Alliance 25 years ago. Yeah, he loves agriculture. You bet. You fucking bet.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how all this play out because I think a lot of folks that voted for Trump are not don't fully grasp what is going to happen.
But let's call it what it is. He called it a mandate. Rarely is actually any result of an election an actual mandate. It was, in a way, not a mandate for Trump. It was a mandate against what we've had for 4 years.
Correct.
That administration never did anything.
No.
And she didn't have enough time to distance herself from it. But again, even given full time, I don't know what she would have done.
I don't think she would have because, again, she continued to kind of...
We'll have a woman president one day. It's not this one.
No.
And it's fine, whatever. And the other thing about it is I'm a white man. I don't have to worry about whatever Trump's going to do.
Yeah, you're fine.
My problem is I love a lot of people that do need to worry.
Yeah, exactly. Precisely. Oh, sorry.
Man, sorry. I've been drinking wine.
Hey.
So what's up with you?
Oh, yeah. I don't know why. Like when the talk gets politicking, I'd rather just listen.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even.
I'm
really,
not.
It was more like pointing a finger of blame of what went wrong, and there it is.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody needs to be patting themselves on the back.
No, hell no. And if you are, you're a psychopath. But that's fine.
bit.
We don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, but. And I had a conversation with somebody else that's in our circle last night about this very thing of that people on social media saying, well, I can't be your friend if you voted this way or whatever. I have a greater problem with, I don't want to know how my friends voted or who they voted for. My problem is that I know who everybody voted for because I know what matters to you. So,
for sure.
You know, I can look at a picture of the entire bunch of us. I know one voted Republican, one did not vote, and I know probably 3 more voted for Kamala Harris. So.
I didn't.
Really?
I voted third party. Yeah, you might be surprised to know I did not vote for.
Okay, I thought you would probably.
Nope.
But then again, you're not a vote for the least worst either. So
sometimes I was until this election, and some things have made me kind of shift my mind and stand on my morals, and so I voted third party.
Well, good for you. I usually do, and I fucking didn't this time.
No, and that's okay. I respect,
I wanted to write in Gary Johnson, but that's just who I am. That's just really.
We're bringing him back.
That's too funny.
Well, so the election's out of the way, and I have got to say, I've never. In previous presidential elections, I have never been as pleased as I was this time for the lack of political ads I had to hear. They were spending blockbuster amounts. I don't know, because I pay to have YouTube Premium. I never see a commercial.
I didn't know until I went to visit my folks this past weekend.
Hey, you want to let that jackass out the door?
They were watching football, which was on like normal network, and holy shit, in Florida it was wild because I was visiting people in Florida, so there was stuff, for Amendment 4 against Amendment 4, that was the abortion amendment. For Amendment 3 against Amendment 3, that was the weed amendment. Which, by the way, neither of those passed. I guess they don't want to smoke weed in Florida. Who knew?
They already do. I mean,
I'm sure they do. But yeah, for whatever reason in Florida, you have to have 60% to pass, and both of them had more than 50%, but they were like 2 or 3% shy of 60.
That's an odd state, right?
Yeah.
Because it used to be. I thought it was a Democratic state.
Not
anymore.
Had
what was that? Childs, was that his name? The guy, the Cuban American. He was a Democrat. He was
I don't
Jackie
remember.
Childs.
Yeah, not Jackie Childs, but.
Well, don't you put a bomb on?
Like that. Yeah, I don't remember his first name, but he's a Cuban American. He was a Democrat. And I realized, I just thought, man, I guess Florida's probably mostly Democratic voters, and then
they're
you get
hella red now.
what's that guy, DeSatan or
Yeah,
whatever?
DeSatan.
DeSatan sheets.
It's
Ooh, the satin sheets are on the top row of my boudoir.
Joe Rogan had said that guy is Ron DeSantis, right?
Yes, it
Yeah.
He had said that guy is like Trump, but a smarter version of Trump because he reads.
supposedly.
And by the way, for those of you that love Joe Rogan, do not forget he threw his endorsement behind Trump Monday night.
He did.
Joe Rogan, the guy who was quoted as saying that not all Trump supporters are racists, but all racists are Trump supporters. That's Joe Rogan, just so you don't forget.
Oh my.
And he's not wrong on that one, by the way.
He is not.
He's wrong on a lot of shit, though. But man, and yeah, for his little pal, Tony Hinchcliffe, that guy caught a lot of shit, didn't he?
Ooh, boy.
Even Republicans hate him now.
Great job. Oh, it's just a joke. It was just a joke.
Maybe don't bring comedians with you to political
Comedians,
rallies.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan, who
Yeah, that
couldn't
guy.
even rip his shirt. I was like, bro, what are you doing?
The guy that got kicked out of the WWF because he was using the N word
Yeah.
and banging people's wives.
I
and,
know. Wild.
But he's a good Christian.
It's cool. He's
a good
back now,
Christian
man. He's
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Of
He's a
course.
real American.
Selling
Just
that
like-
real American beer.
Jesus.
Gotta move that money.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
I would drink his beer. If Hulk Hogan has a beer, I'm assuming you're not jacking around.
No, it's called real American beer.
Yeah, no, I will drink whatever
fucking
Stone
God.
Cold makes over whatever that guy has.
Oh my god.
It's like an IPA that Stone Cold makes. So I'm kind of like,
I
I'm not-
like IPA, but
It depends. Denver got it right. I'm used to make fun of him. You can't get into any place like Tennyson or anywhere in Denver that's fun to be that's not in the downtown. Everything is IPA and,
Oh, yes.
and very, very, very high end. I mean, everything tastes like a pine cone,
yeah.
and everything's pizza.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
all you
they're
can
really
get.
into that
IPA,
for some reason.
IPA and a
And
pie is almost all you can get.
pizza and pine cones.
But as it turns out, those pine cones match up pretty well with a standard like a standard pizza sauce. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It actually kind of brings out the herbaceousness of like some of your herbal
Yeah, I
base
guess
that you
it
would
does,
have.
doesn't it? I
Yeah,
was like
it brings out
reflecting
like the
on that.
oregano and thyme and things like
Yeah,
that.
it does. Interesting.
There's a little bit of science why that makes sense. But other than that, IPA is only also great because it makes, if you're smoking a spliff, it really assists with the flavor.
Oh, man, Colorado pretty hip.
Yeah, it kind of is. I hate to admit it.
How would it
those
pair?
assholes,
How would it
they
pair with
know.
a Totino's pizza?
Oh my
The
fuck.
Totino's. I will say this, is that once in a while, one can get nostalgic.
Sure.
And make mistakes because I have an air fryer. So I bought a package of Totino's pizza rolls probably a year and a half ago, I want to say. When we did one of these things,
I
where, like,
remember.
bring junk food or bring something I can throw in an air fryer, whatever. That
Yeah.
was it. Trash night. you
Trash
know,
food night.
Yum.
Which has never been done again because fucking, I think all
Y'all
of us
eat a lot.
all of us cut about 5 years off our lifespan. I think.
It's all right, man. It's the worst ones. It's the one at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
But
exactly.
the Totino's, man, I'm not. What's the gentlemanly way to put this? I could shit through a screen door and not hit a wire.
That's the Southern gentleman way of saying that.
Woo!
I don't know. Pizza rolls are fine. I'm talking like
They were
the-
not. They were
pizza.
not fine. They
Well,
were not.
I remember the little Totino's pizzas because, like, for what we had them in our house all the time.
Well, we're
and
talking
like
about
one
those
of my
little bastards that are.
also the pizza
Ugh.
rolls. My siblings were obsessed with
Yeah.
them, so that was like a staple in my house.
It,
growing
it's the cardboard pizza
Yeah.
that sometimes
Anybody
gets
need a
bought.
drink real fast?
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
up. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a roommate who lives off this shit,
Yeah, I cannot.
and he gets like the box of 4 of them.
Oh God.
Like 4 square Totinos with the weird little cube pepperoni on it. A
Yes.
pepperoni, allegedly. And just fucking goes to work.
He's on a 4B thing? No.
he's-
What'd you say?
Holy shit.
He eats like 4 Totino's pizzas a week.
Krista's laughing because I'm a little hip. There's
Yeah,
a
I
South
didn't know
Korean.
that. You knew about the 4B thing.
There's a South Korean movement among married ladies. Hey, you're a married lady. Among married ladies on.
No, they're not married. They
Is
say
that not
no,
it?
Yeah, they say no marriage.
Oh, yeah. And
no hetero marriage.
Oh, and-
no hetero sex.
And they are
no
getting
babies.
They are getting married gals on board with it. By the way, in South
I
Korea.
forget what the other B is,
Wow.
but anyway, they've literally become what we call volcels, so voluntary celibates, because they are saying men are icky.
That's it. And don't give men no sex
That's right.
until they straighten up and get this shit figured out. Which, living in the world we live in, and the regression we have,
Yeah, it ain't happening.
I'm sure it'll be 1950s. Oh yeah, well we'll see about that, huh?
Yeah. Well, no, it's really interesting to see the number of your body, my choice, dudes out there after this election. I was like, okie dokie.
Fucking gross fucking
Yeah.
shit.
Okie
Right?
dokie.
It's like, oh wow, there are a lot of you, and you're brazen enough to fucking put yourself out there publicly.
Yeah, it's a little
That is
scary.
bizarre, isn't it?
I'm like,
Little
oh
gross.
my God.
It's like they're just angry because their mothers all fucking had sex with a neighbor's dog, right? Isn't that it? A
Remind me
German
of childhood.
Shepherd, my daddy.
Oh my fucking God.
Roll Tide. Yeah. That's,
Woo.
Are
Are we long enough to start talking about the metal stuff? It is the Mead for Metal podcast.
Yeah.
We have talked about fucking none of that.
Yeah, it's my politics. Sorry.
Just here having a good time.
Yeah.
In Totino's.
That's right. Totino's.
And the
how
best
did you
Totino
know?
I know. No, it's Latino. The best Latino I know.
Totino.
And our good friend and brother in the business. Let's get the lowdown. What's going down with LJ?
Give me my need for Welcome back to the metal portion of the Mead for Metal podcast. And boy, oh boy, do I got some picks for you guys. So strap in as I go ahead and let you know what you should and or shouldn't waste your money on. Like this first band on here called 200 Stab Wounds. Their album is called, are you ready for this? It should be expected from a band called 200 Stab Wounds, so just kind of brace yourself, alright? The album is called Piles of Festering Decomposition. And guess what? It's a re-release. So if you've missed it the first time, guess what? You have another chance to throw up. Oh god, I gotta work on this material. Anyways, for a band that isn't going to make your gag reflex trigger, here's another band. This is called Crippled Black Phoenix. The album is called The Wolf Changes Its Fur But Not Its Nature. I actually thought this was going to be like heavy as fuck, but actually it's more soothing and contemporary. I don't know why it's on this list. It's not metal and it's not rock, but it's something that you would have on if you, I don't know, had a massage parlor. Whatever. Anyways, cool band name, cool album name. I don't know about the sound. It might appeal to you. Here's something that actually appealed to me. The band Earthburner and their deathcore and grindcore. The album is called Permanent Dawn, and man, what a sound. It's just a wall of blast beats and screaming and growling, but yeah, I mean, it sounds like a gremlin and an orc actually fronted a metal band. Check them out if you're into that kind of heavy shit. It's the kind of music that you would peel somebody's skin off and tear their insides out while they were screaming. Yeah, dungeon music. There you go. That's what we're looking for. Some of these bands have some EPs out, so I'm going to give them some shouts out. We got Delane with their album Dance with the Devil EP. And then there is The Pineapple Thief with their album Last to Run EP. Seven Kingdoms also has an EP out called The Square. Oh man, there's a lot of EPs on this list. But yeah, go ahead and check those out. Let's go back to the new releases. There's a band called Massacre that has an album called Necrolution, which I think stands for Necro Revolution. Fucking metal. Oh yeah, and check this out. A band called Paragon with the album Metalation. Metalation. Oh, and the label is called Massacre. That's fitting. It all goes together. It's like poetry, you know? Screaming, growling poetry, but, you know, poetry nonetheless. Looks like the band No Escape has a compilation out, No Escape, 1990 to 1993. The band Miracle of Sound also has one, Materia, best of 2011 to 2024. Damn. What's this? The band Rivers of Nihil, Nihil, has an album out called Hierarchy. Check that shit out. It sounds pretty rich to me. And that's going to do it for this week. Sorry if it seems like it's a little bit speedy and run through, but the thing is, I don't think that some of these bands need to be described if their names describe or give you a good example of what they sound like. But anyway, that was the metal. Now back to the mead. See ya, fuckers. Take care and rock on.
10 for the road, baby, for you, maybe you know who you are. You know who you are, Tijuana Smalls. Mellowed like wine, baby, for you, maybe you know who you are. You know who you are.
Tijuana Smalls. You don't have to inhale them to like them. 10 small cigars, 10 for the road.
Napoleon, Alexander the Great, Donald Trump. We're all cut from the same cloth, and that cloth is very, very large.
It's not too big, is it?
No.
Why do New Yorkers have such big mouths?
Go big or go home.
Because they eat big pizza like the big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. We're talking 40% bigger. Soft, fresh dough with all your favorite toppings. Now from just $9.95.
You gotta be losing money on this.
131166.
Pizza Hut!
What a week. 2 commercials. Holy shit.
I'm ready for pizza.
LJ sounding better than he ever has.
Hell yeah.
God damn. That's so far I'm just going to go ahead and call it a day. Y'all have fun, huh?
Take it sleazy. Hand 'em out.
Like, it's like, you motherfuckers, it ain't even been 25 minutes yet.
It's all right. We're casual.
Here to earn our keep.
Here to earn our chickens.
So before we are on again, because we're on a pace of hitting 300 at the ass end of the year.
Yeah, I believe this is
yeah.
298, I think. Something like that.
Hopefully I make the tricentennial. Is that the right word? Tricentennial?
I don't think. Well, maybe.
Yeah, because you say
sounds right.
I guess
bicentennial,
so.
right? Yeah,
Can't wait for the
tricentennial.
quad centennial.
Bi-curious centennial. Yeah.
Tried it 100 times. I still don't know. I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, we have a huge combat sports weekend.
We do.
A week from today is Mike Tyson, the convicted rapist,
The felon.
is going to go in and take Logan Paul's pants down.
I hope he makes Logan Paul really
Or, no,
ugly.
is it the other one? Jake.
Jake Paul.
Is
Jake
it
Paul.
Jake? Oh yeah, whatever. There's
Logan
whatever.
Paul's
Jake
the
from
wrestler.
State Farm. There
Same
it is.
dudes.
That guy. Yeah.
I'm like whatever. Y'all
In
are the
essence,
same.
they're
Y'all the
exactly the
same.
same, yeah.
They are the
Literally the same.
They're horrible, trashy ass, fucking stupid white dudes with too much money.
Yep.
And
'Cause
Jake-
just for being content creators.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And people pay to watch that shit, I guess.
Friday night, and it's on regular Netflix. So my ass is gonna dip back in, get Netflix again.
Well,
so,
yeah, because that's it. I mean, what is a monthly subscription now? 20?
Ooh, I don't.
15?
it's like 17, 18
Okay.
bucks with tax and shit. I think
To get rid
and
of
I'm only going to do it
commercials.
for a month.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No,
I'll
it's
get it for
worth
that
it.
weekend. Probably run through some shit I like
Yeah,
again,
you
like
might as
Edge
well
Runners or something
Take
like that. or
advantage of
whatever.
your month, right?
and then it can go fuck itself
Yeah.
for a long, long time.
Back to the abyss with you.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember the last time we used Netflix to watch something, and I can't recall. Honestly, I really, outside of the news that we watch, I haven't had time to really watch shit.
Yeah, well, that's fair. You're a nursing
Oh, I'm so
student,
close. 2 weeks, y'all.
Man.
It's so fucking close. Now, I mean, I still have ancillary shit, but like my core shit is done in about 2 weeks.
Nice,
That's
bro.
fucking
So,
amazing.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm so pumped.
And you know
y'all.
who's been there with you for the whole ride?
Y'all have.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But also,
I was
my husband.
going to say your husband,
My
actually.
husband
but,
has
okay.
been like the most supportive person ever. Like legit, I can't thank him enough.
That guy's still making sourdough.
Yeah, he's kind of yeah, he made some. We were gone last week, but he made some early last week. He made green chili cheddar. It was really good.
Right on.
Simone.
Yeah, very good. And then
We'll
before
be making
that,
some
it was
demi bastards, or I'm sorry,
Ooh.
demi batards of green chili
Yeah.
cheddar probably later. But
Yeah, I love the
I made regular farmhouse white. You see, it looks like a barn over there. It's a great big ass loaf of bread.
good.
On the horizon, bread.
But yeah, because you get our first cold spell around here,
And you can finally.
and
bake
you
it
know how
in.
to bake. You know, it's like,
Crank that
okay, you
shit
know
up.
what? I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone today. Instead of bitching about, somebody bringing something over, I got to throw in an oven and run an air conditioner.
Sure.
But no, we had a little bit of a cold
No,
snap.
We're
and-
finally. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna stay this way, but I'm like,
no,
holy
it's
shit.
going to be like 70s, like Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
I was like,
Which is
Right back
fine.
there.
Fine.
yeah, I don't care.
And if it doesn't kill my shit in my garden tonight, it probably
Probably
will.
will.
But if it doesn't, I don't know. I think we're going to get back to weather where I'm going to keep counting all these Thai chilies coming in like crazy.
That's so wild.
It has changed my omelet game forever.
I know. That's so neat.
I guess Serranos are going to have to be the
it
stand-in,
sucks
but
though, because it's
it
not
ain't
going to
the
be
same.
the same.
It ain't the same.
It
The
really
heat level is
sucks.
similar, but
Yeah, but
flavor
flavor,
is not.
nah. No way.
These Thai chilies that's been the king this year.
Been the king.
Our
Kang
garden,
up in here.
our garden was kind of lame this year. We harvested a bunch of catnip. That was neat.
All right, on.
It's called red velvet basil. It's got like a purple. It's like a deep purple color, and it smells. How to compare it to basil?
I mean, I know hippies, but I have never known people like cultivating catnip and,
Source of my own catnip.
God damn, that's a level of
We're
hippie.
just
I
cute.
know.
I mean, I'll be honest. We planted a bunch of shit, and like I planted pumpkins that didn't grow, sunflowers that didn't grow. There was some other
damn.
stuff too. So like, there's a
It was
bunch
a
of
weird
shit
year.
that did not make it. Berries. I know we planted a bunch of peppers that didn't make it. I think cucumbers didn't make it. We did get a bunch of cherries. And like I pulled off a single heirloom. I need to go check and see.
It was a bizarre
was
year.
really
I got
weird.
cucumbers like crazy,
See,
and
ours
they
didn't
were
make it.
burned out by July,
Okay.
like most things usually are. That was it. Nothing else had come
When
in
did
by
you
July.
start though? I think we started too
March.
late. Yeah, that's why. I don't think he had shit out. Like he had started we have grow tents, so that's okay. But I think he didn't start
Well,
until like April or May. and we
So
just
it was
needed
a
to start
cold
sooner.
summer until the last week of July when I took that week off, and then it
Oh, and it
decided,
got so
decided
fucking
fuck you.
hot.
Mother Nature's holding a magnifying glass
Yeah,
over
that
old
shit
Kev
was
up there.
wild.
Like, oh, burn, mother wrecker, burn. Yeah, I was trying to get shit done around here like an asshole. I'm taking the last week of July to work on the house. That's
So much
great. But
so much for that shit.
but I started getting cherry tomatoes like crazy.
Okay.
And they started coming in and came in just relentlessly on 2 plants. Relentless, though. I was sending bags home with Brandon for his grandmother, which I think mostly was Brandon. But and I would send
Oh, no.
bags.
I'd get my throat cut.
Send bags home with our friend Jack. I mean, Ruben would come over here and destroy piles of them. I mean, it was an enjoyable feast of
Yeah.
cherry tomatoes this year off of 2 plants. That's the crazy shit. I had one plant that had big tomatoes on it, and I grew that shit from seed.
That's so awesome.
Never done that before. And it was beefsteak tomatoes.
Nice.
And it provided substantial numbers. The biggest problem is when the weather turned. When the weather got, when
Even
we
a
start hitting
little
105 every day,
Oh no.
it fucked that plant
Yeah,
up,
it
and
couldn't handle it.
nothing normal came off of it again.
No. Sometimes they just can't handle like the
But
shock.
I still have onions out there.
Wild. Okay.
Never grown onions. It just says wait until they turn brown and fall over. Well, god damn, okay. They've been in the ground since April, so we'll see. I grew those from seed too, though.
Fingers crossed.
And that's a
That should be
Japanese heirloom.
Okay. Very neat. I'm excited.
And my Thai chilies are still there, but it's supposed to hit like, depending on the forecast, anywhere from 28 to 31 degrees
Yeah,
tonight. So,
might get off
and for our Canadian friends, that means minus 5 to minus 2.
There you go, boys. How the fuck did we get from Jake Paul and Mike Tyson to farming?
Because I'm the man.
Yeah,
That's why.
I don't know how we segued.
Enough said.
That was wild.
It is interesting we got there. I don't know. A long rambling journey. Mostly me lamenting
That'll be the name of my autobiography.
the disappearance of the Thai chilies will just, make it a sad realm for a while.
We somehow, we segged to my husband and into bread.
Yeah.
So that's how we ended up.
Husband bread farming.
Yeah.
Well, no, because John was like, that guy was knocking out sourdough last year.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
He's kind of, he does that. He ebbs and flows with his hobbies.
I have the same insanity.
He
I
gets really
focus.
intense
I get
and
too
then he-
deep into shit.
then
I
he
did
gets
that
kinda
with
bored.
I did that with Thai fried rice for 9 months out here. You can ask these asses.
It was wild.
I've
Brandon
actually
and
had
Jack
it 2
over
or
here have to
3
eat that
times,
shit
I
every
think.
Thursday and Friday and Saturday.
Because you made a really good batch on your birthday, I remember. Since we
Yeah.
couldn't make
Yeah,
it to
you
the
had to
concert.
perfect it. Now,
Birthday was that was my favorite day on this calendar year, by the way.
Yeah,
And it was
it
thanks
was
to
a
all
good
you
day.
assholes hanging out and,
no problem.
We
and having
missed
a
our
casual
concert,
night.
but we still had a good time.
No, we didn't really miss a concert because we threw on the bands we would have seen anyway
Valid.
that canceled Lubbock and watched that shit from
The comfort of the damn
Yeah,
house.
and drinking pina coladas and
Yep.
that was a
Good-ass
great
fried
night.
rice.
Yeah.
I gotta say is that when one decides to celebrate one's birthday here, it is a difference maker.
That's right.
Brandon gets it every year, so.
Well, when you have the worst birthday ever,
Yep.
Well, you're not going to have a Metallica record drop on your birthday.
you're not gonna have
that is for sure.
anything happen except the year is different.
I feel like
I don't know. I
yay.
feel like all the things that kick in and change on January 1, I believe that's all on your birthday, sir.
Yeah, tax
I ain't
season's
buying
over.
this boo-hooing shit.
Let's see. Me and Vern Troyer share a birthday.
Oh my
You're doing
God.
Vern? Oh, wrong Vern.
No, well they're both no longer with us anyway, so it's on there.
Which is your preferred Vern?
Uh,
Troyer or Ernest? What the fuck's his name?
Ernest P. Worrell,
Yeah.
played
Yeah,
by
there you
Jim
go.
Varney.
Jim Varney.
I prefer Vernon Davis, former tight end for the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay. All right. So we're down to Vernon's then.
Yes.
Okay.
I always felt Vern is a shorter version of Vernon.
You're
Yeah,
right.
what, you
Who's
said-
your favorite Vernon?
I don't think I have a favorite Vernon. Maybe Vernon Dursley from Harry Potter. Harry
Oh,
Potter's
Dursley?
his evil ass uncle that gave Harry Potter his character
Yes.
development. No, I don't actually like him. He's terrible. But that's literally the only Vernon I can think of.
Do you remember in Goblet of Fire how angry Dumbledore was throughout that whole fucking movie?
Yeah. Well,
And then
yes.
you read the book, and it's like,
he's not angry at all.
yeah, he just
he's
asked
straight
him,
chill.
Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
Yeah.
In the movie, it's like, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
The movie took some wild liberties, particularly as it progressed, through the series.
And then Order of the Phoenix comes out, and it's like, oh, he's back. Dumbledore normal again.
Yeah, it was really bizarre. Very bizarre. I think what they were trying to show, and maybe it's too nuanced, is that, was it that movie? Now I might be getting things confused, but in the 4th or 5th book/movie, Dumbledore got his hands on a ring that was an heirloom of Voldemort's. And I'm wondering
Oh,
if
yeah, the one that
impacted
was
him
making
in
his
some
hand
way.
all.
Yeah, that killed him by book 6, right?
So
So anyway.
Come on, goddamn spoiler alert, huh?
Oh, my bad.
man. If y'all haven't seen it by now or read it by now, legit, that's been since the
Yeah.
90s and 2000s. That shit on you.
Spoiler
No,
alert: Harry Potter dies at the end.
Yeah.
You're actually absolutely right. I give people usually a day, maybe a day and a half.
I just am like, come on, that. Yeah, that's on you if you don't know anything about that. So
But it's still in the theater. I don't give a shit. Don't talk to me then.
yeah, what? I don't know. I don't get that. I'm not that sensitive about it.
Did you watch the new Beetlejuice movie?
I haven't yet.
That's
I almost
bizarre.
said I did, and then I was like, wait, no, I rewatched the old one
You know
while
what?
I was in Vegas at the psych location. Very
know what the-
strange experience, y'all.
You know what the weirdest shit is? Is because I had this brood up in my head when that movie was going to drop, in August, right? In the theaters, I think.
I thought we were gonna go, and then it didn't work out.
There was a thing, and we were going to hey, I know Brandon's a huge fan. I know Krista's a huge fan. That movie with the timing of when it came out and both of you and where you're at would have been fucking huge in your teen years. So we talked about trying to figure this out, and then it turns out we're all adults, and you can't make
My
shit
life-
happen
yeah,
with adults.
my life is
and
fucking psycho, too.
and we never did it. But I thought, well, at a minimum, I'll buy it or
Well,
rent
you've
it, and then we
purchased
can
it,
watch it
right?
here. And we never have done that either. So clearly, I was a bit wrong when it came to the cultural importance here.
I went and watched it.
Oh, did you?
I waited as long as I could to do the group thing. I was like, no, I have to watch this.
Good man.
That's
I
fair.
have to. I'm
Sorry, y'all.
No, that's all right.
I actually thought we were going to do it a couple weekends ago, but then I think LJ came over, which is fine. But I think it kind of like shifted.
Yeah, because
Focus.
that guy, he comes down once in a generation.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
although he was on the show back-to-back weeks, so
Yeah.
I guess who's
Now
the
it's
asshole now?
twice in a generation. I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say the character of Beetlejuice is in it for maybe a total of 25, 30 minutes. Tops.
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
think that Michael Keaton would have the huge role that was assumed.
And it was kind of on purpose, which I kind of dig. You know, it's not just Beetlejuice that makes that movie awesome. It's everything else going on around him.
Well, in the original, I don't feel like he's in it as much.
He's not. He's really not. Probably about the same amount of time, about a half hour.
Barely longer than that chick screaming her head off throughout fucking Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Kate Capshaw, 23 minutes of screaming.
Wow.
She had good lungs.
Holy shit. I don't
And
think
not
I
even in the
realized
joyous way, right?
No, she was always terrified.
Yeah, no, I mean, that entire movie, I love Indiana Jones,
Yes.
goddammit, but that movie I can't watch because of Kate Capshaw.
I think it's my favorite one, but I agree.
You're
It's
a
very
fucking weirdo.
I know, of course I am. But you're right. It's very unsettling, jarring, not fun.
I go the first one, and then I go Last Crusade. Whew. well, now we're at a fucking crossroads, aren't we? Wow, I'm probably just because of Kate Capshaw, I would go Crystal Skulls. then
no!
Temple of Doom.
Wow! Crystal
Yeah.
Skulls is terrible.
It is, but
It's
man,
terrible.
Kate Capshaw, I can't do it. I cannot do it.
Fair.
More like Kate Crapshaw.
I would,
right?
I would torture my enemies with that.
Oh,
if I were into
okay.
that, like I don't know, Guantanamo or something. Like, yeah, you assholes get to watch Temple of Doom again. Like, you motherfuckers.
All right, goddammit, I'll talk.
Okay, so ranking. Indiana Jones movies. What do you got?
Ooh. Raiders first.
Yeah. Do we all agree with probably the first one's the best one, probably?
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark was really good.
And the Capshaw thing didn't bother me as much until you pointed it out, and then it bothered me.
Now you can't watch it now.
Only for that reason, I would put Last Crusade up that, and I thought Sean Connery did really good in it
Yeah.
as Indy's dad. That was
Yeah, man, that's really hard, y'all. Don't ask me to do this.
But I wouldn't even factor in anything after Last Crusade as a favorite of mine. I don't think I've seen any of them.
I saw Crystal Skulls. Was there another one after that one?
They did one
Yeah,
that came out
just
this year?
recently. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Where
Yeah,
it's
I
got
don't know shit
it's
about
got
that.
Andy
Yeah.
as an old man and a young
And
man.
I've not watched it.
I haven't seen it either.
I feel like that's one that's like I might not watch that ever.
Well, at some point these remakes are or not remakes, but sequels are money grabs. So it just
Now,
kind of.
granted, and I don't want to talk about the merits or the lack thereof of his acting ability, but when you talk about like John Wayne and you get his fans, and you talk about the shootist, some of his fans mighty happy because, like, there you go. He gets to go out as the gunfighter and whatever, and that's his final capstone. I don't think that was actually his last movie, but that was his last big one, because that was post-cancer diagnosis and all the other shit and everything else.
Okay.
But other ones are like, no, I don't ever want to see John Wayne die, and blah, 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 blah. Well, sad reality that movies are what they are. And sometimes tragedy makes a movie, it puts it over a fence, shall we say.
Sure.
Only thing I remember from any of the new Star Wars is that Han Solo died. Ooh, another spoiler. My bad.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert, huh?
Oh, that one's been out a long time, too.
Well, and Carrie Fisher died a long time ago.
Yeah, that was sad.
And turns out, as Jay Muse had said in the movie Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, that he was done with Harry Bush nuns, which,
Eye on the prize. Oh, God.
Isn't it
damn.
great sometimes?
It can be.
Life sucks and we're here to help.
Got to still get that on a bumper sticker.
It'll happen sometime, I think. We're probably due for another round of T-shirts, I think. So
That's right. Who wants a merch? Who wants some merch?
I have to start reaching out or something. I know people go, well, you guys are going to have to put up a web store. I don't think we do.
That's work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that ain't what we're about here.
No,
This is enough work.
As little as we can get away with. I think it's fair.
It's enough, and I'll take it.
But we'll figure out a design. But yeah, no, that'll be there. That'll be something, whether it be across the back or whether it be the fucking right front and center.
I'm thinking like a stylized goatsy type of photo. Like it's two hands coming around, but instead of pulling an asshole apart, it's just a hole, and our faces are in it.
Yeah, I think that's a pass right there.
Damn.
Yeah, that's
That's why I don't make the merch.
Yeah.
Because it'd be too cool.
No, I would rather than that. I would rather it be like an ass shot of a cat where its tail goes up over a shoulder and comes down the other shoulder, but showing that cat's starfish front and center, right?
Fucking God.
And then our faces on the starfish.
And two balls, right?
Our faces on the balls. $30 shirt, bring it.
My fucking God.
Life sucks and we're here to help.
That's right.
Shoo!
But did any of y'all ever get the goatsy photo in your email account back in the day?
I'm aware of what you're talking about. I did not. But
no.
But
man,
I know what you're saying.
It's one of those things like you just had to have been there. Everybody knows about it, but they didn't have to deal with it.
But when it started spreading around, though, they fucking started incorporating a virus with it, right? That kind of was,
it was back because then you could just embed images in an email. It wasn't an attachment. You embedded it because you had it linked to another website. So you had to be good at like HTML and shit like that. It was one of the best pranks out of the late 90s. Like, hey, man, check out this big photo of this big boob girl. And they open it up, and it's usually a man fisting his asshole open.
Oh, my God.
So,
I'm fucking dead.
So probably really outside of like the Catholic Church, viewing should be limited.
Well, depends. Depends on how bored you are.
So HTML programming, how deep into that did you get?
I did a lot of that when I was in high school. I was in a computer class every year I was in high school. We did the high school website.
Right.
I learned a little C++.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's no longer have.
DHTML was kind of the final real language that I'd kind of was able to actually really put things together in. But which then and then people will try to get me, try to really, really sell me on Linux. It's like, well, if that was kind of your bag, the learning curve is too fucking far out.
No, you have to really be wanting to do it if you want to be able to program your own operating system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And realistically, for a lot of the shit that I want to do around here, there is no way that Linux would be able to handle the things that I want to do, because I want to automate this place in a kind of a little bit of a crazy way that's not.
He wants the Star Trek bridge is what he wants.
Kind of that. Yeah.
Computer.
He's not wrong. That's exactly what I want.
Love it.
There's a lot of dreams for this Mead Hall.
Yeah.
From an EDM lounge to...
Oh, it'll be that. It will be that.
Star Trek EDM lounge bridge.
Yeah.
Goddamn, we're going to have to charge people to come through the door.
That's the night shift on the Enterprise.
Hey,
right
LJ,
there.
what's going on? That'll be $5. Come on in, man. Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah. If we don't like it, we'll just play Rednecks over and over and over again. Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh, my God.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I'd be a horrible DJ.
Modern music is... there's been a regression. Am I wrong?
No, I think it.
I don't follow it closely enough.
I think that's a fair assessment. I think that, I guess we shouldn't make blanket statements like that, right?
No, you absolutely should.
But I think
it's easier.
There's definitely been, I think, regression in some spaces. Yes.
No, I give everything a chance. I'm not going to be the old fucking dummy that hates Greta Van Fleet because I love Led Zeppelin. I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah.
And you know who you are. If you feel that way, well, we know what you're about. Leave them kids alone, huh? Yeah. But no, goddamn. Give me something that that really strikes a chord with me, and I'll run with it too. And Greta Van Fleet was one of those. Yeah. Brandon saw him live. That was one of the fucking better shows he's ever seen.
Yeah, I think I like them better live than I do on their albums.
Interesting.
So when we get into talking about that of pulling back where music generations are at and everything else, I think that there's some bad news on certain people of certain generations.
Sure.
Is that the safe way to put it? That is a very safe way to put it.
I think so.
I blame dubstep. That's when it all started coming down.
Man, they're
I think so. There's this thing, I guess, on Spotify. It's another streaming service, but basically, it kind of helped with the advent of like the mumble rapper, because like anyone can make, a beat now. And
did that come through on? I'm sorry.
A little bit. No, that's fine. That sounded beautiful.
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
Boom.
And yeah, these dudes are all pilled out and rapping, and it sounds
And
terrible.
you want to go to bed and take a little nap.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. So anyway, but maybe I am an old person. Maybe that is cool and hip.
Oh, yeah. Whatever is cool and hip, I'm probably not a fan of.
What are your thoughts on Beyonce?
So I actually don't like her a lot, if I'm being honest. I think she's very talented. I think she
has a
has
shitty choice in men outside of money, right?
I mean, yikes. Probably.
No, I was just being an asshole.
No, totally. I can get behind that. I like what she's done. I think she's very innovative. I did listen to her Cowboy Carter album, and I did enjoy it, but not enough for me to like listen to it again or like listen to any of the songs in any sort of regular fashion. I was just curious to see what she had done. I really liked, I guess it's because it was when I was growing up, like middle school, high school, but I liked when she was in Destiny's Child. So.
No, I think that might be some of her better work because the harmony was there.
Yeah.
It's still there, but it's there in a theatrical style that I'm not the biggest fan of.
So I mean, I'm sure I know some of her like newer hits because they're on the radio, but like I'm not I don't seek her music out, if that makes sense.
I have an odd view into a certain genre, and I'm not going to reveal why, but so she put out some things that went to country radio.
Yes, it was on the Cowboy Carter album.
Yeah, that's
and I thought that was
and there were some people
it made
that
people very
lost
upset, I heard.
their shit because they had to point out how uncountry she really was, even though she's from Houston.
Yes,
right.
That is correct.
Isn't that where the Cowboys all live?
I thought so.
Clearly, they haven't listened to country in general lately because it's right in the same vein.
Well, that's the whole thing, though. But these same people that castigated her had no problem with Post Malone.
I know. Isn't that interesting?
Putting out country music.
I wonder what the difference is between
he's
them.
a white man.
Did
I say that really fast?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I meant to give a dramatic pause
there.
that
was almost rhetorical, but yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everything's fucking about race, but
some things are about it.
There are a lot of things that are about race, and if it's about money and prestige, it's fucking always about race. Yeah. So anyway, Beyonce, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
we love you. I love you.
I never thought I'd support her to the extreme that I do now because of the fact if you have a problem with her, I probably support her just to be an asshole to you.
Oh my God, have you seen her in that Wrangler commercial?
Man.
Oh my God.
It's every Thursday night because we watch football.
Oh,
over here.
I have not seen her.
Yeah.
She goes to wash her Wranglers
and
just takes them off in the laundromat. And
I bet it looks really nice.
Cool. Well, I know what we're throwing on after this show's over.
Made my heart go pitter pat.
Is she the prettiest woman in the world?
I don't know.
That's such a broad question there, Kevin.
No, it's a question about bras.
I think
it's a question about bras.
I thought you meant like based on People magazine.
That might have been the most misogynistic, hilarious thing I've said.
I dig it.
We did it. All right. Of all time?
I don't know. The question is what you want that question to be. Is she the prettiest woman alive?
Alive. Probably. She is very, very attractive.
Because I got a number one, and her name is Rachel Reynolds, and she's on The Price is Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Drew Carey says The Price is Right.
The Price is
Why
Right?
the fuck he says it that way, I don't know. Because, well, he's from Ohio, and that I think I'm going to leave that one as it is. But yeah, she's been on The Price is Right since Bob Barker was there. She was like the last new girl before Bob retired.
Okay.
And she's still there. And oh, god damn it. I'm sorry. That is the prettiest woman alive.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Amy Lee of Evanescence.
Yeah, she
pretty
is
as
really
pretty.
pretty.
Even now, when she's like a little chunky, she's probably 5 years older than me. Doesn't matter.
Jet black hair
beauty is
looks
there.
better on Chunky, though.
Jet
than
black
thin.
hair and blue eyes, light blue eyes, little eyebrow piercing. I need to be alone.
I'm not wrong, though. I think a little extra girth is better when it's framed with black
hair.
locks. You know?
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's really, I mean, it's not like she's just like, well, you know, I'm old. I get to do what I want. I'm gonna gain it. It's just life chunk.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I'll let that shit bird out. Hold on.
But
no, continue. Sorry.
I can talk about Amy Lee the next 30 minutes if you want me to. I don't know. I think she is one of the prettiest women I have ever seen.
She is very beautiful.
I have ever seen.
And she seems like a nice person, which always helps.
Yes. And has a beautiful operatic singing voice.
Yes.
Right. If it was a list of mine, right after that would be Madeline Kahn. Next. Second prettiest
Among the
girl I've
living.
ever seen. No, living or dead. Fuck that.
No, I did. That was you missed the question.
Yeah.
It's got to be
He
among
said alive.
alive. Well,
He said
fuck that.
alive.
No, I got Amy Lee. There's no other person alive.
Krista,
that
you got a lady?
I don't know.
God damn, that means we're gonna have to do dudes too.
No, we don't have to do dudes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because like,
Alive?
am I a celebrity?
Carolyn Jones still alive?
I have a big crush on Zendaya, but I don't know if she's the prettiest woman alive.
Who's that?
Oh, she's just like a younger actress. She's in a
Yeah.
a shit ton of movies. Very popular. I also like
Shakira.
Zoe. You know, Shakira is actually very. I like Zoe
She is
Saldana too. I think she's very beautiful.
She was in the one of the new Star Trek. She was Uhura in the new Star Treks, right? Okay.
Yes, and also in Guardians of the Galaxy. She's actually also in a lot of like superhero movies, especially. But anyway, yeah, I can't. I'm like sitting here thinking I'd have to go. I don't know. There's just a lot of pretty people out there.
That's cool. And I'm not trying to put you on the spot. You got to give me a number one.
No.
No, it's just man, there's a lot of beauty that's out there.
Yes.
I mean, is this the best time to be alive? Don't know. No. If visual is what you require
Then, yes.
to make your cortex work, you know, yes, this is the best time to be alive. But
sure.
man, I don't know. There's just something to be said for. Because people talk about classic beauty.
Carolyn
When they're
Jones.
talking about that, then they're talking about like the 30s and 40s
like Mary,
or whatever.
like Mary Pickford and stuff like that.
Well, but then you get started hitting that pinup girl like 40s, 50s.
The Rita Hayworth era.
Yeah, but
Raquel
and then into
Welch.
the 60s
God
when
damn,
it
I
gets more, you know. You actually are a guy that could compile a book, and you should on that subject.
It would just be why I think Amy Lee, Madeline Kahn, and Carolyn Jones are the three hottest women of all time.
What I'm talking about is capping it at 1975 and talking about the shit you were throwing in.
Oh,
here,
yeah, no,
all the way up to that.
I could do it by decade. I definitely could do it by decade. Open it with Mary Pickford.
There you go. Gauntlet throwdown. We'll figure out. We'll get a publishing company and get this ball rolling.
Oh, book deal. Book deal. I'll buy my own book.
Man, I don't. So we have. When do you consider the holidays have started? I only ask because.
I was about to say it doesn't
Man,
matter.
I appreciate psychopaths that are putting up their fucking Christmas shit. I don't. But whatever.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
You do
care.
you.
Yeah.
Man, if that brings you happiness.
Yep.
What
Have
am
at
I?
it.
Just an asshole?
Yeah.
You know. If I have a problem with it, then yes, I am. But I do want you to know that you're weird, and all of your neighbors know that you're weird.
Yeah.
And and if the bodies start disappearing, you're going to be the first on the list. That's just how it is. That's just how it
I'm
is.
gonna dig up that
I'm not-
Christmas tree with all the dead bodies underneath it.
I'm not trying to say don't put your shit up early, but you know.
Yeah, I believe the next trait for serial killing is masturbating dry. You're a dry guy. Usually you're a serial killer.
Is that what I think it is?
I don't know. Is it?
A dry guy?
You're a dry guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you don't use lube.
No
to
not even
masturbate.
spit.
No spit, no nothing.
You just go to town.
Go dry.
You just need that friction,
My
and that's
fucking God.
all you need. You don't want to enjoy it. You just want it to be over. Oh goddamn! It struck myself funny. That's how you close out a show.
You need to settle down because we have a lot of Christians that tune into this show.
Well, they're probably dry guys too.
Well, of course, that's what I mean.
Getting them excited.
Oh man, very rarely do
And
I
it is
make myself
exactly
laugh.
what I
Yeah.
thought he meant.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah,
You know.
that's right. Sign of a serial killer if you're a dry guy.
Good heavens, Mac.
Never heard that before.
Well, you know, I always appreciate that the people I care about are the ones I inform first.
Fucking God.
That's what
Be
makes
on the
you a
lookout.
fucking gentleman.
Be on the
That's,
lookout. You don't
We
hear
have,
if you don't hear mac and cheese sounds, it's probably a serial killer.
Man,
Macaroni in the pot.
I've once upon a time I used to be able to fall asleep in silence, and I would sleep a pretty good chunk of the night, and you know I don't do that anymore because I used to be in shape then, which is a huge part of being able to sleep well at night.
Yeah.
Now I'm back to where I turn the TV on,
Oh, okay.
but I try to throw it on like something really terrible, something really boring, like PBS.
Okay.
Well, there's the problem is that it's news. Sometimes it's a lot of weird, like music that I don't know, like music of the Hill People or some shit like that.
Songs of the Hill Folk.
Or the other one is then it's like some shit and it's like a throwback to the 90s. Who's that tall broad that did the French cooking and everything else?
Julia Child?
Yeah. And it's like a series that involved her for a couple of seasons, and man, the mic'd up turning of pasta or meat, it's
an unsettling sound if you don't know what's going on.
if you're like into ASMR and that's one of your shits, you're weird. I know what you're about. And fuck you, I'm gonna wear earmuffs when I'm around.
Yeah, no, that I don't understand the boners people get from hearing people eat. I don't get it.
No, but I mean that
No,
specifically that food preparation of like, no,
Sound like someone cooking some oatmeal in there.
yeah,
Pot of
Like
bubbling.
stirring that mac and cheese. That was what he would,
Yes, macaroni in the pot.
was turning that ham.
Wet-ass
Which
cheese.
actually sounds dirty, which I'm okay with. At least that one has some redeemable qualities as being irredeemable.
I'll be turning some ham tonight because I ain't no dry guy.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Usually that means you got to take a shit, though. If you're on a road trip with somebody and they're like, well, I'm just baking this ham, but
Oh.
Better pull over. I gotta flip it.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
that's it. Yeah.
I usually get right to the point.
Well, some people are more clever than the two of you.
I don't know.
You know the biggest things that I hate on the internet are
People.
people. The rage that I realize that I call myself old Kev because I'm like 54 years old. That's the reality. But man, old people make me very angry.
Oh yeah, they're very annoying.
Wow, this like I've got to weigh in on everything kind
yeah.
of shit. And worse is then the algorithm on like Facebook thinks I'm into some shit like or randomly throw like here's some things you might be into. Like, no, what? No, no. What the fuck? How old do you think I am? No.
The you know how Facebook has like the little clips that they'll show you on the app.
Reels, isn't it?
Reels or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's disturbing what pops up in there. Because there are 3 things that always show up. Cat videos.
Yes.
Large-breasted midget women.
Good Lord.
And a guy with Down syndrome in Australia.
This is all on your shit.
That
right?
likes to just say chicken burger.
What?
Chicken burger. That's not like an Australian Donald Trump. I want a chicken burger.
That is an
I
odd,
have
weird.
never heard of that. I watch a ton
Dude,
of
it's
cat videos,
amazing
but
how
not
much
that.
you post one thing about, hey man, I work at a weed store, come buy shit from me. Banned for a month. You can put braless tits moving in the wind.
Yes.
And it's just like, fine.
Because they have to find the photo. For some reason, it's easier for them to find text than it is for them to find photos. I don't know why.
It's a bummer. That's why it's hard to
You
get
have to
in
use
the weed game.
You have to use code. Use weed, but use 3s for the E's or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I stopped trying to promote that shit.
Oh really?
And it's too hard.
So let me ask you guys this. So we're coming off of a big election, and I'm drunk enough to
We are?
really get into politics now, right?
All right.
The real politics. The real politics being that looking at what do we have as far as like marijuana laws and things of that nature, and where are you at on that? Now that we're over half the nation, 26 states, I think, have marijuana laws of some kind on record. We're more than half, which means the rest will fall because the pendulum always swings.
Sure.
Which, by the way, before you start disowning family members and fucking blocking out your entire societies and things of that nature, the pendulum always swings. But
It do.
But where are we at on some of that? Because now that I live in a state where it's legal on the medical side and it's legal on the rec side, I almost don't really give a shit about what's going on in your state, and I feel a little fucking bad for that. I feel a little neutral evil on that, I think.
No, all these states have the opportunity if they want it, and they let the people decide. It's never just like, hey, we're making weed legal. Suck a dick. It's always, do you want legal marijuana as a means of income for this state we're living in, or not?
I think for me, the only reason that it matters federally is because of all the folks that are still incarcerated because of it.
Oh, that
There are
makes
people-
sense.
There are people serving mandatory minimums because of 3 strikes rules. Like I want those people out of
Sure.
prison or jail. So
Yeah.
that's
No, okay.
that's the only reason
That's a
I
good
care.
point.
It's just from the criminal justice perspective.
Yeah,
So.
I
In terms of usage, though, like if people weren't in jail for it, then yeah, I agree with you. Whatever, it's kind of
once upon a time, before he became kind of a meme, Donald Trump used to actually support federal
did.
legalization.
Yeah, he did.
He got the hemp thing off the ground.
But he had to get a bunch of Christians.
Yep.
So
No more.
Oh, no.
and by the way, I quoted Joe Rogan earlier on the show. Let me quote Donald Trump this time. When asked in April of 2021 if he was going to go to Easter services, Donald Trump said, "Why would I do that? I'm not president anymore."
Well, now he's got to go to church again. Poor
Yeah.
dude.
Well,
Time to go see
there you
Christ.
go. There it is. So now the people you've been lying to, you got to fucking,
Gotta put on the
gotta
pony
do your
show
shit.
again.
All right.
Well, we've been talking well over an hour.
No shit. Okay, well,
I
we
wondered.
tend to take off.
Well, you start talking about dry guys and macaroni and cheese. People get hungry and people get thirsty.
Oh, goddamn.
Thirsty for macaroni and cheese. I don't know. I've had a few drinks.
This has ended horribly. This is horrible. This is terrible. We'll do. I promise we'll do better next time.
I think this is the best we've ever done. Y'all are welcome. Have a wonderful weekend. John Jones, second round sub, by the way.
Oh shit.